long play and keep you the way you are. Alright, so we're doing a back workout. I had a lot of setup time, folks, today. So you can see we have the above camera. We'll have the laptop camera and then the wall mounted one. Let me get this set up. Sorry, folks, we'll just be another 5 years. Alright, so I am kind of in view of only one camera at the moment. Let's see, is that better? Okay, so at least one camera can see me. So we're going to do some rows with our lat bar. I'm doing a back workout, and then separate video today will be incline bench. But I've got to get things warmed up good for my incline bench. And so that's why we're doing this row back workout today, a little push-pull session. So I'm just coming in and keeping my knees bent, pulling this up to just below chest level. You see people cheating when they're doing bent over rows all the time. This is nice because the bar's angled, so we can get it back a little further, right? Let me put 10 on here. So I bought USB extension cables. One of them, it's either the camera doesn't like the extension cable is glitching, or it's a bad cable. One or the other, right? Bad port, bad cable, whatever. We gotta finish our pre-workout. And then our protein drink. And then our Diet Coke. So 10 pounds, not really much. The belt apparatus does weigh something, and obviously our bar weighs maybe a pound. So this thing is completely hollow. Not like the advanced bars you'll see at your local gym. Is what it is. I think it'll work for me. I don't think I'm going to pull more than it can handle. At least not for a while. There may come a day where one of the chains breaks. Whoops, I should have bought bigger links. Which reminds me, I keep forgetting to bring my bolt cutters in here, but we still have to do a neck workout too this week. I have a lot of workouts to do. I need to take my chain. I'm going to cut this probably, yeah, this is probably the exact length I need. So when I lift the weight off the rack, full extension, it'll be, the weight attached to it will be off the ground, hopefully. We'll fine tune that. But really it was meant for flat, so I might be making a mistake with that, I don't know. So I talked a little bit about expansion of the Weight Slayer gym. It's going to be a long time until you guys actually get to see that, but I mean, we're not talking days, we're talking months. Let me put this pad over here. But I've already started clearing out my racks. Put 2 racks in the garage. Moved 1 rack down. So we're picking up at least another 200 square foot in here, folks. That's going to be massive. Now, one thing I keep forgetting, we don't really have a good place to do pull-ups here. Not that, somebody, my massiveness, can do a lot of pull-ups, but this is too low really for me. You want to, I think, in my opinion, be able to jump up and not have to, you know, have your feet all the way bent back. And that's what I'd have to do pull-ups on here, because just hanging here, you know, so that didn't work so good. And then the ceiling height's okay for that bar, but when I get a new power cage, it's probably going to be maybe a foot taller. So it's just barely going to fit in here, which means if it comes with a pull-up thing, it's going to be useless. Yeah, I can fit a power cage that's a 13 to 14, well 13 inches taller than that. So that'll be a massive power cage. I have been looking at power cages and I've decided upon 3x3. I was originally looking at a hammer strength. Unfortunately, the massive one is too tall for to work in here. But we'll find either, well, excuse me, we're either going to buy the hammer strength half rack, which is ungodly expensive still, or we are going to, I think it's time to put the 45 on there, or we're going to, what are we going to do, folks? I don't know what we'll do. Let me think about what I was going to say. So, back to the topic. Either we're going to spend $1,200, $1,600 to have a heavy ass duty half rack that I think I can still do incline bench, flat, military in it if I wanted to. And I have an incline back here, but sometimes you want to hit incline at a different angle besides the commercial one. That's why I would go back over here. Now, with that, I also would need to buy a new adjustable bench, because the one I have is just not up, in my opinion, to using the amount of weights that I want to use. And then to do that continuously might not be so good for it. I don't know. Plus, it's not completely level. It's like off. Alright, they're set. So we'll do this. We're going to do one arm at some point, just to show some different back exercises. Now, if I don't go that route, I've thought, hey, let's upgrade this guy. Ideally, I get one that's deeper. I get one that's 3x3. I get one that feels firmer and doesn't shake as much. I mean, this thing, you know, I'm not too happy with the. First, I didn't really shake it that bad, but there is a camera attached to it at the moment. So there's some cool things I can do with this. You guys saw half a camera mounted to it, but you know, one of the cameras is not even showing me at all. Which camera is that? Okay, that one's working. This one over here is basically of no use at the moment. I need to get the wide angle camera out up top. I think they probably need to do a switcheroo on it at some point. And then, unfortunately, folks, the cables are a huge letdown. Now, this one of the problems might be the cable I tried to use the extension with. Maybe that's the 4K camera. And 4K, maybe it doesn't transmit over that extended range. And so if that's the case, then what are we going to do, you know? What can I do, 45s on here. I don't think I ever put that much on there, but I usually, you know, to protect my back, will switch to one arm before I overdo it with two. That's, you know, an unfortunate thing being older. But now, of course, you'll see people doing these with barbells, right? Bent over barbells. I've talked about it before, but there's that one guy that, you know, elite lifter at the gym, everybody's watching him, you know. Yeah, that guy's pretty strong, but he went to some party, influencer party, you know, for, I don't know, whatever crappy clothing line it was. And he's, you know, I think he had like 500 pounds on there, but just the absolute shittiest form you could possibly do, you know. No good stretch at the bottom, just pure ego lift, right? We do a lot of ego lifting here, but it's, you know, pressing. The other stuff I try to keep the form pretty good, except for you'll see my hammer curl form when I'm using dumbbells isn't that great, because the dumbbells get so big it's making me flare out versus using a rope, which sometimes we'll do. Alright, so this is probably getting close to the point where I might have to start cheating a little bit, right? So again, if we have this set up strict right, we probably need to pull one link out of it. Just get a nice stretch at the bottom. Pull that up, and you can feel. I can really feel the back muscles in this, folks. I mean, I really feel them. I can feel my lower back too from holding it up. So I think at this point, you know, yeah, I could throw some more weight on here. Let's switch over to a single. I'll pull this down a second. It's burning my arm up. Single handle. This guy. We may need to put some more links in here. Not sure. So you can do this multiple ways. Just standing here, or with a bench. You put an adjustable bench, something to support you. I don't know what I'll title this video, but it's basically, you know, a back, and I'll put in parentheses row, exercises that you can do at home. Now, you can use the cable machine too for this, Life Fitness, but I think you're gonna, some of Weight Slayers viewers that, you know, maybe close to as big or bigger, might find that the stack is not big enough. I don't know. But if you grab, you know, the nice bar at the gym and bend over and do that, then you'll probably find, let's repeat this so it's here. You'll probably find, folks, that you might outgrow it over time once you get stronger. So I haven't really tried this in a while. I just want to see if we can do this. I think we're going to need, yeah, this isn't going to work so great, but you can get it tucked in there. So we probably need to lose one link, or one, leave that on there, but drop it down one. So, not quite the perfect feel, but you can definitely get a workout out of it. You know, try and square yourself up to it. And then, so there are different belt squat devices that some of them may work better. If this bar, let me think, if it was longer, or it's going to, I think, depend on your height, to be honest with you. If you're really short, this is probably not going to work. How can I make myself taller? I could stand on some weight plates and, you know, just maybe it would be the perfect range of motion. We could take another link out. That was like so close to being good for me. You know, kind of the way it goes. But so there is, you know, that exercise which we just looked at. I'm not going to do too many of those because I'm about to use the dumbbells, but I want to demonstrate another exercise. Actually, before we move on, I can't get this one off here anymore. Wow. So that's amazing. This thing was, I don't think I bought this in the condition it is in, but now it's nearly impossible to get off here. There we go. Alright, so we're going to demonstrate a bunch of different rowing exercises that you can do with this belt squat device. I'm not going to use that rope. I'll use this one in a moment. And I'm going to bring this other camera over because we'll try to make some YouTube shorts out of this. It's already 7:30. I should have already been to Planet Fitness, folks. Oh well. Such is life. Oh, I had to, let's see here. Alright, so, continuing on. Demonstrating some different exercises you can do with the belt squat apparatus at your house. Doesn't have to be this brand. Really don't care if you bought this one or another one. I just want to demonstrate that you can indeed do different exercises with it. So let's try and set this up. So we have two handles here that I'm going to put on here. You can almost do this at your gym if you steal half the carabiners. You probably need more carabiners than I have. But you would take this, two handles, and just do this, right? And this is nice because these are able to flex and move, right? So we are getting able to do whatever. Now you could do probably face pulls with those, maybe. Be a little difficult. Probably need a bigger chain, or maybe to sit on a bench and do it. You might be able to do face pulls. Let's see if we can do that, because inquiring minds need to know, can I do this? I know I can do it standing up with a cable machine. It might be more difficult to do here. So, I'd say the answer is yes. You can feel that in the rhomboids or whatever. Rear delts. Let me think. Maybe even my traps. Yeah, feel that in all those places. So that's another exercise you can do. I did talk about trying to do the seated, right? So you could probably, if you set the length right, you'll probably be able to do this stuff seated. So there's different rows you can do with the rope. Face pulls was one of them, so we'll try and demonstrate all of those. Maybe not the most perfect form sitting on the bench here. Let me try and do this first. So this is the longer rope. If you have a shorter rope, we sit closer to the end or move the bench back. But, you know, so not the ideal length. Let me try. That's why it's good to have different lengths in here that you can remove. You can pull them out. Have different rope length. You know, kind of a pain in the ass to have all this stuff, but if you have it, hey. So it might be easier to just change the rope out. You know, depending on how you want to grip it, right? Grip it that way. Alright, so this is fucking perfect. I can feel that real good. Alright, so then you have the rows to the body, right? Which I used to do a lot of, except the Life Fitness machine is, the stack's not big enough. Let's get our bench out of the way. And I'll tell you, for incline now, I'm suddenly like, okay, I'm not going to have a problem with my back being too tight. We have one more bar. We could use a straight bar, you know, if you have a lot of flexibility or not so wide like I am. This bar here, let's just throw it on there, right? It's too narrow for me, but demonstrating with it might not be such a bad thing. You know, this is more like, hey, if I had a barbell, or if you had a longer one of these, right? Here we are again, rowing, right? So there's that. Okay. I have a V-bar as well, folks, but I don't think that that is ideal. Oh, we gotta plug our laptop in. So I do have a portable battery that I could bring in here, so the laptop is more transportable, adjustable, however you want to refer to it. I just gotta find a hole. Typical problem for a mill. But we have the ability to do some lighting over here, folks. Is it too late? It's never too late for lighting, right? Okay, so what color is it going to be? Blue? White light? Wow, that's weird. Usually it has some color. I think after playing with this thing, blue is my favorite color. There we go. Now, I've yet to hear anybody complain, but one negative comment about when I use red, like, are you the devil? But just red, you know. If I use red and blue, nobody probably care. Oh, we got red, white, and blue in here. So patriotic. The body is being illuminated by the white. So we'll do a pump check. The lighting in here, you know, maybe you can tell there's some muscle here, maybe you can't, but when the lighting is directly above, you can see what I'm working with if you care. Alright, so we've done that. We have one apparatus left, and that is this guy, right? Don't want to forget about this one. Then we're going to do dumbbells. Probably going to, at this point, I should be able to just jump into some heavier dumbbells. than the last time. Alright, so once again, bending at the knees, pulling in, trying to get a nice stretch at the bottom if you got the carabiner set up. I mean, look at that, folks. You probably, the resolution won't come out as good as what I see on the screen because it's like 1440p and it's recording 1080p, but this will make the back muscles, well, can't really see them with this tank top. One day we'll go shirtless. I'll get a lot of crap about it, but one day we'll do that. Alright, so that is exercises you can do with a belt squat apparatus. Alright, now it's time for dumbbells. And I have to be extra freaking careful because there are so many trip hazards over here. Alright, so we have to reset up. Maybe slide this down a little bit. Maybe I should slip it the other way. So like I said, trip hazards everywhere. So we will give my bicep a little bit of a break here. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how we can do this without me tripping over every freaking thing. Oops. The first time the magnetic weight has popped off. I hope that works there. Alright. Before we get going. So we have to make sure I can get the bench. That may be a little too close. And, oh, yeah. This part of the back exercise is over, so we're going to do, or no, sorry, that's right, we're continuing with these videos. How we forget what the hell we're doing. The cost of getting old, folks. The cost of getting old is you forget a lot of shit. Now I thought, you know, with the back, like, there are places where you probably want, as you're doing it, increased tension, and others you don't. And I don't know whether it's closer to the body you want the increased tension, or, you know, further away. You know, maybe not the best thing in the world for the joints. Maybe it's best to just keep the weight the same. So this thing, I'm going to pull this out because it's kind of getting close to in the way for me. So we're going to start with the 40s, I think. I keep thinking it's Saturday, but it is only Thursday, thank God. Soon my last 4 days I have before I go to start some travel. Gotta appreciate these days at home. Alright, so we got the 40s. And I can tell that we're out of place with our So I have trip hazards everywhere. Hard to find a good spot to do this exercise. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing off here. One less thing to bump into. And I would love, now that I've done all this back stuff, to actually... Alright, so one camera isn't even pointing at the bench. What a surprise. So I kind of like the wall mounteds, but they're a bit of a hassle to line up good. Alright, so this camera directly above us is still not so great. There we go, I think we're good now. Now I have these magnetic weights, and I just dump one on the frickin' ground. And so that's not such a great thing. I would love to move my incline bench back, which I think maybe I should. Just because it's kind of screwing up things for me over here. Even though I'm about to use it. About to use this thing, and I might have to take more weight off of it, but there we go. Flared it out. It's a little better. Alright, so we'll notice I still have the labels on some of my dumbbells. Could sell this brand new, folks, at the end. Unused. Just kidding. Sort of, just kidding. Alright, so 60s. So we're pretty warmed up. Here, look at our camera angles. I think we're okay. So I think I'm going to switch elbow sleeves. That one's really strangling my forearm today for some reason. So we could go we did some back in the bicep area last week, which the lighting was superior, folks, for sure. Today, I'm not so sure about it, but I gotta find my collars. I think we'll go 88 pounds next. Then we'll use our Olympic dumbbell. And it sounds like somebody's vacuuming upstairs. Or actually, we'll do 68 pounds. So what I have found is that these plastic collars, I think they work best with the Olympic dumbbell. I think because of the fact they make more surface contact, or less, and a little more difficult to move, I'd say. Alright, so I'm always trying to adjust our camera angles. Like I said, we'll switch elbow sleeves. We'll put one on the other elbow too. Now these, this doesn't necessarily help you lift more in this exercise, right? The certain elbow sleeves can help you with bench press because it's helping you straighten your arm out a little bit if you get the real firm ones. Keeps things nice and tight in there, nice and warm. So these kind of sleeves are more for warmth and protection of the elbow, but they're a little easier to slip off and slip down than the other ones. Alright, so I've got this incline bench. I thought I got it further away from me, but it looks even worse now. Alright, there we go, 68 pounds. So these are 6 10-pounders and the bar's 8 pounds. And the collars are combined total of ½ pound each. Let me see here. I'm going to move this one more time. That might be, folks, that might have made this perfect. Moving the incline where I just moved it. Now, you know, you don't want to have your bench too close to the wall, right? So when I moved it, which I'm not sure any of the cameras picked that up, but the reality is, if you're too close to the wall, you can obviously damage some stuff. We're going to try this location today, see how it works. Alright, time for the left arm. I think we'll jump up to 88 pounds after this. Oh yeah, left side feels so much better than the right because of the elbow. It's so much better. Now, shoulder pressing stuff, it doesn't, but okay. I thought about jacking my incline bench up today when I do that. I don't know that I'll get too many degrees extra out of it, but or if I can even get the weight under there. Interesting thinking about that though. Let's see if I can stick this 10-pounder. So I got a bunch of videos planned of me just weighing my different Olympic plates, just so you guys can kind of see the range of the plates, plus minus, which means maybe not a bad idea to weigh your own plates, get a feel for, you know, sometimes you might be like, why did it feel like the left side is dipping more than the right, you know? And it might not be your own muscles is the problem. It could be the fucking weight plates are 5% off, or 6, well, like I've seen 2 plates now, 6.67%. So if you had negative 6.67 and positive on the other side, you would definitely feel that if you're benching the weights I can bench. Hell, I think might not notice a 2.5 pounder You know, you will probably notice 2.5 pound difference. You probably will notice 5. You probably notice a 10. Well, you will definitely notice a 10. You know, anything greater than that, you're lifting a lot of weight. So, I bought a new weight plate, which I thought I brought it in here, but I guess it's not in here. I'm going to go grab it while we take a little breather break here. So I bought a couple of weight plates from Balance From, Something Essential, whatever the hell the other Everyday Essentials. But you know, I bought these 245s from them, and I've been curious, are they even 45 pounds? Like, and then I bought a 5 pounder. I weighed that today, 4 pounds, 4 pounds 11 ounces on a postal scale, which is usually pretty freaking accurate. Now, that, if you had enough of those, right, if you had 10 of those on a bar, we would be shy of 50 ounces or 3 pounds, which, you know, how many people use a ton of 5 pounders? But for like this Olympic dumbbell, it wouldn't be uncommon for me to buy a bunch of these, because these, let me just show you these other ones, are a lot thinner than the Signature Fitness ones that I have. It's almost like 2 of these would equal this big fat thing, okay? So I could fit more of these on a bar, but where I'm thinking I'm lifting 5 pounds per plate, the reality is I'm only lifting 4 pounds 11 ounces, and I have enough of those, and I could have bought 10 of these. And then we'd be like, oh my god, these things are horribly off. Now, interesting enough, the 45 pounder of this is like 2 inches in diameter less than the cap 45. But for the 5 pounder, these are actually almost a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch bigger in diameter. So I have no idea why. Those might be, you know, like I said, the perfect weight to put on, well actually they're not, the standard barbell or standard plates, the ones that say standard Olympic or standard whatever, they are super thin. Those are probably the best for this bar if you wanted to be super, get as many of those on there as you could. And that's good for doing hammer curls, because you keep the weight closer to your body than if you did hammers with these 10 pounders. Alright, so we got 88 here, folks. Okay, good. Everything feels really freaking good today. I mean, the bicep can feel better, but bicep, right elbow. Alright, so I think we'll go, see, if we go up 10, that's 98. I think today is time to just go to 108. And that's about as many tens as I'll be able to fit on here. And I don't have any thinner tens. Usually we'll get some thinner ones. I've been trying to buy more weight plates, you know, odd brands, just to show them. And I have more cap because, let's face it, cap is cheapest plates available, but if you want consistent weight, probably gonna have to look elsewhere. So I think today we'll probably do a video, how much do those cap plates actually weigh, and we'll see how that goes. I'd like to maybe sit them on a block so that it reads from one spot in the middle, but you know, these weight scales, you just never know. If your item's too big and it's hitting all four corners, it might not be reading right. Alright, so we did our protein drink. Now we're down to Diet Coke, which is terrible, but from here we'll go to incline. And I think for the hell of it, I am going to try and put a weight plate under there of some kind. I don't know which one I'm going to do, but I don't even know if I can lift this thing up. Yeah, that's what it is. So maybe the 25-pounder bumper plate under it would. It's probably not going to make any difference, but you know, if this thing is at 45 and I really want to be at 30, then maybe it's good. Okay, so it wasn't too hard to put that under there. I could have put probably the best plate I could have put under there is my 55-pounder. Alright, so I'm just gonna do one warm-up set over here. I've got to move the utility bench out of the way. And so you guys can't see me off camera, but this angle I really feel my side lats, or side delts, sorry. Alright, so we gotta make the room over here. Now another thing that'll be nice when I have the expansion area set up is just being able to roll benches in and out. And getting them completely out of the way. So tomorrow's military bench press day, so we don't want to put our utility bench too far away. Okay, so folks, I'm ready for 108 pounders. That's 10 pounders, and the bar is 8. It's probably more like 108.5 if you wanted to, you know, nail down the exact weight. But then we have weighed the plates, so they could be off. I'll be curious what this looks like from above. You know, one day when I'm in thinner around the waistline, I don't mind taking the shirt off. This will be a great view if I get the lighting right to show that back working. So there's a whole lot of muscle back there. It is covered. You know, I used to think all my body fat really, it's in my waist, but when you do cut and you see how ripped everything else gets, you're like, okay. And I think, oh, my numbers in my arms, you know, my chest, my back, my quadriceps, those must be low numbers. And then there's this huge one around my waist. But the reality is, even though it'd be hard to, it's really hard to get a, you know, caliper or whatever on the skin caliper on these triceps. But the other parts, you know, yeah, they're probably higher than I think they are. And I'm in way worse shape than the last time I got a body fat composition done. Okay, so we're ready for left side now. 108. I feel like we're kind of close to this thing, but there, here we go. So I could feel that right down in there, unfortunately. I don't know if we're going to go any heavier. So you guys may have seen me at a commercial gym do, oh gosh, hundreds, 105, 110, 115, 120, 125, and then at the 130 mark, we have not necessarily been very awesome. And then I think we did 135.4, and it was like, felt like we were ripping the muscle off the bone, right? So, though it's awesome to get, you know, certain body parts lifted heavy, will help you. I don't necessarily know that, you know, ripping the bicep is such a good thing. So probably best to keep those rep numbers higher. Alright, so these collars at this point do not work as good. Just so you know. And well, we're going to try and get 6 to 8. We should be able to get that, but I don't know why a fixed dumbbell at the gym seems, it has been easier. So I'm going to do another warm-up set on the incline. The incline workout is going to be a totally different video. But eventually we'll stretch out and be able to hit our chest. I think where I've moved this to is probably pretty good. There's some open area here to the right. If I were to have to bail out, I'd probably dump everything to the right. Or probably to my left if I was benching on it. So we can put this back. And one of these days I'm going to measure my incline bench, what angle it's at, so I know if it's closer to 30 degrees or not. And if it is, it's actually 30, then we'll just go with that. But I think this one, yeah, I swear it feels like it's more at 45 degrees. A little less since I put the weight under it. I like to do decline, skip flat, and then do incline at about a 15-degree angle. And then I think that'd be perfect. We'd get a good workout here. We'd hit the upper, and then the fact that the rest of the chest is going to get hit, in my opinion, because there's overlap. Maybe throw some shrugs in there occasionally. Okay, let's finish up this back workout. I don't think we're going any heavier. So this is going to be 105, 113, 113.5. Maybe one day I'll find a better way to do this that doesn't feel as painful on my joints, but okay. So we got 8. I don't know if we'll be able to get 8 left side. Ain't taking a long enough breather. Whew. No pump check in this video today, folks. We'll do that after the incline. Yeah, I'm realizing from above, I guess we could drop, if I could figure out how to rotate that camera in OBS, we could do it lengthwise and put it on the side and put two, we could put two wide angles. I've got basically 3 different ratios. We've got like a letterbox, which is the actual laptop itself. The widest angle is the one above, which that would probably be better on the wall, and then the one that's on the wall would probably be best right above me. I might just be able to keep this set up for tomorrow when we do military, or excuse me, yeah, overhead press military, but I'm not sure if that'll work. I need to move this. Keep thinking, maybe I should have it closer to the wall. Oh, that's part of the problem, folks. I moved this power cage out from the wall so I can put the cameras behind it, but now I'm like, shit, we don't have a walkway space. We need walkway space in here, so there's a foot off the wall that I could get back, moving it over. And as long as the one USB extension cable works, we should be good. The laptop will have to have the camera, and it's the camera that's mounted or inside of it, and then the other one that I can't use the extension cable on. But I could try a different camera as well, so that's an option. And then maybe we can use the USB extension cable. I've talked about, yeah, it'd be great to get I need to get a desktop in here that could handle possibly up to 8 USB cameras, and then have different scenes set up. So this scene is flat bench. This scene is decline. This scene is incline. Then this scene is, we won't call it back, but we'll call it the hallway maybe, I don't know. But then we also need to set up this is where it gets annoying. We need to set up where the bicep dumbbell area is as well. And so I'd hope the USB cables would work good, because a 20-foot cable would allow me to mount a camera in there. Have multiple cameras, but I need a desktop to support more than the 3 that this does. Okay, so let's finish this up. Let me take this off for the time being. And this is going to be the last. The left side is the last set. Of course, for editing purposes, if I make YouTube shorts out of this and delete a lot of footage. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I apologize. All right, so there's the back workout.